Good morning, students. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how to read numbers or comment lire les numéros en français. So it might be a little intimidating at first, especially when you're looking at bigger numbers. But the main thing is to always remember the three keys to success. So number one is you're going to organize them from the right into groups of three, just like we do in English. Usually you'll see like a little comma that would break up kind of this group of three from this group of three. And then you're going to read them left to right once you've already organized everything. Number two is you only need to ever worry about three numbers at a time. So let's say I'm worried about my hundreds here right now. I'm only going to worry about those guys there. And we'll actually change the color here. So we can actually see very clearly the blocks of three here. And as you'll see, we'll have one on the left that is just going to be a block of, let's go with the red here, a block of one. And then number three is the same as everything, especially in a second language, but as well in your first. Practice until you can't get it wrong. The more that you do it, the more that you get used to it, comfortable doing it, the easier it will come to you. All right, so we're going to build the number here. I'm just going to pick random. There you go. So, as you can see, because I've done it in colors, I've already organized them into groups of three. So this is going to be my hundreds here. Okay. In French, let's see, that is 100. These are going to be my thousands, and that would be mille. These are going to be my millions. It's million. Same as you spell it in English. This is the only one I find tricky is for billions, it's actually milliard. As an English speaker, obviously we would assume you would change it to a B, but no, in French we actually want to keep it as an M and say milliard. As you can see, milliard, million, mille, they kind of all make sense as a system kind of building up. So I would organize from here. So if I was writing this number out, for instance, it would be 5, comma, 2. So this is how I write it down here. I like to use the commas just because it gives me a very visual, very easy break in the number, or you can just erase a comma and just have it be a part like that. It's up to you. But this is basically the way that I organize it, because then that's step one. So organize it from the right. So 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, all the way through. And then I'm going to read it from the left. So here it's the same thing. So I'm gonna go left to right with the numbers, and then when I get to the end, I'm gonna worry about this. So here would be 5. The number here would be 5 milliards 682 millions 463 mille 751. So underneath all of these, we're going to have 100, and then these two here are going to be combined, to be the same as normal. Okay, so this is 82, it would be 82. If it was just by itself, like if we took away everything else and it was just 82, it would be 82. We're going to keep it the same as we normally would. We're going to say 682 and then millions. And then we're going to move on to the next number. So this would be 400, and then this is going to be the same here. Same as normal. Okay, so it'll be 463, like normal. And then so 463 mille. Then we're going to move on to the normal units that we have here. So it would be 700. And then here, it's going to be the same as normal. 51. Okay, so we don't have to say this at the bottom. It's not, because it's just 100. So we don't end saying anything, right? If I said, we have 14 lollipops, it's j'ai 14 right? We don't say 1400, that would be 1400. So left to right, we have 5, and then once we run out here, it's okay, 5 milliards 682 millions 463 751. So if we write that, it would be, oops. Just going to keep the commas in here to be the same spots as they are in the numbers. So you get 5 milliards 682 millions 463. Sorry, I should say 1000, and then 751. So that's how you would say, so these are basically 3 ways of saying the same number. I built this grid so you can kind of follow along and go through. So what's going to happen this week is I'm going to give you guys some numbers like this. And you don't have to build the grid in like the same way I have, but just kind of keep this up. And then that way you can kind of follow and go through and practice saying the numbers. And then by the time that we get to the end of the week, you guys will have some experience with it and you'll be able to kind of put some numbers together on your own. The second thing is that it's a little bit different, but it's the same with years. So when you're talking about years, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to start with the thousands, then you're going to move right. So years, generally speaking, are always going to be 4 digits. So we should actually be writing all of these like this if you're going to go by the system above. So even though they're years and in English and what we're used to seeing the years together, they should technically look like this in terms of just thinking of them as a pure number. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to read some of these dates off, and then you guys will start to get the hang of it. So right, if I have 1, it's just mil, okay? So right, I'm up here, I have 1 up here. I'm not going to say 1 some, I'm going to say mil. I'm going to say 1000. You say 1651. 1674. 1691, 1705, 1707, 1710, 1740, 15, excuse, 1730, 1775, 1778, 1788, 1803, 1805, 1819, 1872, 1891, 1895, 1899, 1919, 1953, 1968, 1984, 2006, 2009, 2019. So as you can see, as I was going through the dates, where we'd say like 1705, 1707 in English, 2006 is more appropriate in the French way. So you'll never say the zeros. So like this isn't 1803, it's 1803. It's not 1805, it's 1805. So in French, we don't worry about the zero, it's just a placeholder.